Welcome to Cross Yoga. Today I'll guide you through a Just Yoga creative flow class. So this would be a yoga class as I would teach it in a regular gym or yoga studio or something like that. Welcome to take a seat. And if you need any equipment, bring that along before you take a seat. So settle in and we'll spend 1 minute to prepare mentally, maybe emotionally, for a movement with deep breaths. So maybe you exaggerate your inhale, belly moves out, chest expands as you inhale. And slowly empty out the lungs. If possible, breathe through your nose. Just 2 more super deep breaths. I like those exaggerated deep breaths because then I feel like my body is adjusted to breathing more deeply when I breathe more naturally. And if you're done with the 2 last, you can turn on your Ujjayi breath, snoring, exhaling Darth Vader sound when you exhale through your nose. So I'll just try something if you don't know what it sounds like. So this kind of noise, where you use your belly more because you kind of narrow in the place where you exhale. So you're going to use your core a little bit more than nothing else than that. So move from left to right with your hands on your thigh. Exhale to your right, maybe. Inhale, go to the left. Exhale to the left. Engage the core. So navel towards the belly button. Maybe 60% of max. It's a Just Yoga class, but I will have a little bit of theming. You can listen to it, or you can just kind of turn that out if you prefer. 1 more to right and left. Now bring the palms together and let them reach up overhead, almost like a candle. And this is because we have the theme of light. Take a deep inhale. And on your exhale, let the hands drop down towards the mat behind the shoulders. Inhale, lift up. Do that a couple more times. Exhale down, warming up the shoulders. Inhale, lift. Now, most of us love the sunshine. Maybe not the heat, depending on where you live. But where I live, whenever the sun is shining, I'm like, it's going to be a lovely day. So why is it, for most people, so lovely when the sun is out, when it's not raining or cloudy? What is it in you that loves the light and the sun? Next time your palms meet on top of your head, you can do free movements. You may a little bit of wrist movements, might feel good. Downward facing dog. Lift the hip up and back, spread out the fingers and move your legs 1 at a time. Never forcing the heels down on the mat. Keep the Ujjayi breath going. And then walk your feet to the top of the mat, fold forward, warming up the legs, chair pose. So bend your knees, bring your arms by your side, or by the ears rather. And then inhale, rise up. Exhale, sit down, arms by ears. Do that a few times. Inhale, exhale. And maybe a little bit faster than you normally would in a flow class. Make sure the knees follow in the direction of the toes. 3, 2, engage the buttocks, and last one. And then you can let your palms meet and let the thumbs come behind your head and maybe lean back, going gently to small side bends, softening your knees. Bring the arms up overhead again and bring them down to the side. Mountain pose. Going through our sequence. Starting again in chair. So sit down in your chair, bring the arms by your ears, relax the shoulders. Maybe going deep, maybe not so much. Then rise up, bring the arms down by your side, thumbs pointing out. Move the shoulders back behind the spine. And then reach the arms up overhead, palms meet. Put the body weight on your left foot so you can lift the right knee up and bring yourself into a standing crunch. Bring the arms up overhead again. See if you can keep them there. Bend the left leg and go into a variation of an eagle pose with arms up overhead. I'm not wrapping completely around because I'm not warmed up yet. Bring the hands into the chest and release the crossing of the legs. Right leg to the back. You might go through a variation of warrior 3 if you can balance. Slowly lower down. Right foot at the back of the mat. Keep your hands in prayer. And maybe this time push the palms together without the shoulders moving forward. Bring the belly button in as you slowly lean forward. Maybe just a little bit, feeling the footprint on the mat there in the front foot. Bring the arms again on the crown of your head, and then just kind of swim the arms out to the side and bring them back into prayer pose. Lift the legs up, extended warrior 2, spine up towards the sky. Softening the front leg again, find your warrior 2, keep your hands in prayer. Ground down, both feet really connecting to the mat. Then we're going to do cow face arms, which is why I'm turning this way. So the front arm must be your left. You're going to turn up, bring it behind you. The other arm going back, and you can take a hold of your shirt, or if the fingers can reach, go ahead. When you have seen what you need to do, turn the shoulders back, stacked on top of the hip, so that everything is aligned with the long end of the mat. From there, lean back, keep the front knee bent, lean back over the back leg. And then we're going to swap the hands, so to say. So you're going to reach up, roll the arms around, so to say. So back hand come to the top, and then try to lean forward if you're ready for that. Stacking the shoulders, you're not on the way down with your chest here. Release that. Extend the arms out. Extend the front leg. Triangle. Move the hip back. Take a hold of the outer edge of the leg, knee, whatever you can reach. Don't force yourself down. This top arm, reach it overhead so it becomes aligned with the floor to the degree that you can sense that. Navel in, lift up, bring both hands with you, bring it to the back, backhand reach, back thigh, other arm just stretching overhead somewhere. And release that, bring your hands down or fingertips down on the floor, back heel off, step back, find your plank. Can be on elbows, can be on knees, breathe. Softening your knees. Find downward facing dog. All of that on the other side. Jump or walk to the top. Fold forward. Chair pose. I'm not cueing with the breath yet, but just keep breathing as it makes sense in your body. Mountain pose, hands behind you. Thumbs out, circle the arms up overhead. Palms meet. Your left leg this time, navel in, stand super strong in your right thigh, right leg as you do this standing crunch variation. Arms up overhead if you possibly can balance. Softening right knee so that it is possible to cross the left on top. I'm leaning slightly forward, so I'm having this variation of chair. Bring the hands into prayer. Elbows out, shoulders out to the side as well. Release the left leg and go through variation of Warrior 3. You can point the toes if you rather flex the foot, you're welcome to do so. Slowly lower down. Feet as on train tracks. High lunge. Go with the distance you feel works for you. Bring the arms up overhead. Belly button in, lean forward. It can be just a little bit or it can be longer down. Circle the arms out to the side, not moving anything else than the arms and the shoulders. Bring them into prayer in front of your chest. Rise up, Warrior 2. Pivot the back foot, front heel to arch. Sink down in a Warrior 2. Moving shoulders and hips. Gonna reverse this and do the same with the hands. So the front hand goes up and behind, back hand behind. Maybe take a hold of the fingers, maybe not. Lean back. This top elbow up, maybe gaze towards the sky. And pay attention to the front knee. We tend to extend it a little bit because it's easier. So keep it down. Release that. Swapping the arms of the direction of the arms, so to say, and lean forward. Moving top shoulder up. Release. Arms triangle, extend the front legs. First posture, arms out. Lean forward. Again, wrapping this hip up, this shoulder up. And then maybe this arm to the front. You might want to have it in front of your head a little bit. Navel in, bring everything up and back. Reversed with front leg stretched. And done. Back, both hands on the floor, back heel off, step back. You can stay in your plank. If you want to go for the vinyasa, plank to low plank, go ahead and do that. I'm going to stay in my plank today. Down dog. If you need a break, you can take 2 breaths in child's pose. Repeating this sequence. Jump or walk to the front. Inhale. Exhale, full forward. Chair pose. Inhale. Mountain. Exhale. Inhale, circle the arms up overhead. Exhale, knee, elbows are to the side, prayer pose. Inhale, extend arms. Exhale, bend the knee, right leg over left. Staying here, 1 breath, lean forward slightly. Bring the hands in, release the legs, prayer pose with hands. Warrior 3 variation, right leg to the back. You might take a breath or two here. Lower down, foot on the ground. Reach the arms up overhead, inhale. Navel in, lean forward, exhale. Circle the arms out, inhale. Bring them back into prayer, rise the spine up, exhale. Warrior 2, inhale, prepare, pivot the back foot. Exhale, find your warrior 2. Front hand on top, inhale, wrap in this cow face arm, inhale, lean back, exhale. Switch the arms, inhale, lean forward, exhale. Warrior 2 again, inhale. Extend the front leg, exhale. Navel in, inhale, lean forward. Front arm may be aligned with the floor, exhale. Keep the legs where they are, belly button in, reverse. Exhale as you get there. Release that, inhale, preparing plank. Maybe lower down, exhale, or stay in your plank. One breath in and out as you go through a vinyasa maybe. And down dog. And how about sighing out? Creating heat reminds us maybe of the light and the sun. 2 breaths here. I'm wondering also why it is that the darkness can be scary to a lot of people. Darkness is often scary. Why is that? Repeating the sequence, inhale to the front. Exhale, full forward. Inhale, chair. Mountain, exhale. Circle your arms, inhale. Left leg, crunch it in, exhale. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, cross left leg over. Take a breath. Warrior 3, bring the hands in. Left leg to the back. Exhale. And again, you can take a breath here. Extend everything. Lower down the left foot. Inhale. Lunge pose. Exhale. Arms up overhead. Inhale. Lean to the front. And circle the arms out. Exhale. Bring the back into prayer. Inhale. Extend the spine. Exhale. Prepare for warrior 2. Inhale, pivot. And get the distance going. Exhale. Front arm up, back hand back. Inhale, lean back. Exhale. Other arms direction. Inhale. Extend the side ankle with cow face arms. Exhale. Warrior 2, inhale. And maybe extend the front leg in the process. Exhale. Lean forward, inhale. Triangle and arm front. Exhale. Reverse, inhale. And exhale. Finding the plank again. Release. Step it back. Maybe on elbows. If you have wrist issues, find your plank variation or your vinyasa. Down dog or dolphin pose if you so prefer. 2 breaths. One more time through. Maybe be playful with a few more ingredients, so to say, in this. Come to the front, inhale. Full forward, exhale. Chair pose, inhale. Mountain, exhale. Inhale, palms meet. Maybe just let the pointy finger reach up. Right leg up, exhale. Stay here for a breath more, hands in prayer, and see if you can crunch even further in. Doesn't have to be pretty. Reach the arms up overhead if you can balance. Crossing, wrapping, and if you want to go for the full eagle, let's go ahead and do that. Arms up overhead, or if you're struggling with the balance, out to the side. Squeeze the inner thighs and keep breathing. Warrior 3, release. If you feel inclined or feel it's fun, you can do prayer pose at the back. Keep extending the right leg to the back. Take a breath. Slowly lower down. Release the hands. Keep them up overhead. High lunge. And then belly button in. Lean forward. Going even deeper than you did the first time. And let's do a few swimming here. So inhale. Exhale. Arms out to the side. Inhale to the front. Exhale to the side. 2 more. Hands in prayer. Reach up, pivot the back foot around, warrior 2. Whew. And then how about switching the arms before we take the front arm to the front? Let's take the front arm to the back and go in this direction just to try it. Inhale. Lean to the back. It is a better stretch, the other one, but let's try this one. Swap it around as you lean forward. Shoulders back towards the shoulder blades. Taking a bit more slow. Release that. Warrior 2, hands out. Extend the front leg. And then how about prayer pose in front of your chest? In your triangle, navel in, lean forward, keep the hands by the sternum, so to say, solar plexus. If it's too hard for the core, take a hold of the leg. Lift up, slowly lean back, and then of course you can stay with the hands in prayer or reach the hands up overhead, kind of get gravity somewhere else. Keep breathing. And let's just do that right away. So hands down, step the back heel off, step to the front, full forward. Whew. Catch your breath. Chair pose, inhale. Remember your modifications. Exhale. Bring the hands down. Inhale. Inhale, chair pose. Remember your modifications if you want to. Exhale, mountain. Inhale, palms meet. Maybe index finger points. Exhale. Belly button in. Left leg up. Lift it high. And then crunch it in. Bring the elbows out, hands into variation of prayer. See how crunched you can get. Eagle variation. Again, I like to take my hands up overhead, cross it, and maybe you want to wrap all the way around if that is in your practice. 1 breath. As we do warrior 3, you can always be playful with your hand through the prayer pose again if you felt that was fun, or bring the hands behind you, grasp the hands and see what works here. Warrior 3, left leg to the back, hips closed. And it doesn't matter if your balance is a bit of a struggle. Release, lower down, left foot to the back. Hands up overhead, high lunge. Palms together, Here we go. Belly button in, lean forward again a little bit or a lot down. You decide. Take a breath. Exhale, arms out. 4 of these. 2. Keep the right leg where it's supposed to be. Don't move it out to the side. Bring your hands into prayer. Lift up. You might sigh out. Warrior 2. Whew. I'm getting nice and warm. Heated. And we're going to wrap the other way around. So front hand to the back hand to the top, belly button in, and then lean back. Maybe gaze up, maybe gaze on the floor. Don't hyperextend the back leg. Standing up tall, swapping the arms. Space between the shoulders on front of the chest. Release. Extend the arms out. Ooh. Lean forward again. You can choose variations with a prayer pose before. So if you want to do that, it's a lot on the core. Release. Move it back. Peaceful warrior or whatever you call it. We are there. Release that. We're going to go into wide stance because we're just doing a few stretches before I wrap up the class. So wide distance, feet turning slightly, and don't hyperextend the knees, and then you might come down, hands, elbows, whatever is in your practice. The last few postures might be a little bit too much if you have neck and back issues. So I'll share with you what you can do if you're not going into what I call the shoulder stand or light in the other modalities of workout, and then plow pose. So you want to step to the front and take a seat. Bring the feet to the front so you can see the screen. If you have any back issues, you would want to sit tall, bring the feet to the front and just go for a forward fold. And that's it. If you're new to this light shoulder stand and plow pose, take a look. Don't be in these postures and then looking at the screen, because I don't want you to have weight on your neck and then going like this to watch the screen. Okay, so take a look. Promise me that. So if you're good and want to move up, make sure you don't have any hair in the way. You're going to lift the hip up. So tuck your shirt in. So this is the light pose. I'm going to stay here, but I'm just going to show you plow pose. So here, or feet all the way down. And this is where I don't want you to move your neck. Okay. So here we go. Lift the hip up if you can. Just look at your feet. Don't look at the screen. I can talk without you looking. So toes up. See if you can create a straight line as best as possible with your spine and your hip and your feet. Stay there for a few breaths. And you can point the toes. It's sometimes nice for the arch to practice that. And if you have breast tissue in the way, you might want to get a little bit of a tilt in the hips so you have more space. Okay. Now, going to plow pose. Breast tissue, come to a seat instead. Bring the feet overhead. Maybe keep the hands on your back. The feet might touch the floor. Maybe they're just hovering. That doesn't matter as much. You feel something in your lower back and maybe the back of the legs. Keep breathing. Any discomfort, get out of it slowly and safe. 3 more breaths. Slowly bend your knees, take a hold of your hip and come down, resting. It's called supine on your back, feet on the floor, knees bent. Take a breath or two. Let everything settle back. Happy baby, or if you don't like it as much, you can do just hugging in your knees. But take a look at the happy baby. You're gonna bend your knees, feet as you're walking on the ceiling. Bring your hands on the inside of the knee. Take a hold either of your ankles or the outer edge of your feet. Push the feet down without bending the knees more than those 90 degrees. Maybe your elbows can reach, and pull the knees apart. And breathe. Maybe you feel a stretch on your hamstrings, maybe the inner thighs. So all of that with light. Maybe there is things that is in the darkness that needs to come out in the light. Often we hide things that we're a little bit ashamed of or not proud of. Sometimes in my kitchen cabinet, there is this smelly thing, and I open it up and I find at the bottom there in the darkness some kind of bread that's just, really molded and ugh. And I need to take it out. So things need to come out in the light. So release. Bring the feet down. Going for a spinal twist. So extend the left leg, bring the right over. And maybe you think about how you can bring things that might be smelly, so to say, in your life out into the light. Maybe it's by talking to other people. Maybe it's a faith thing for you. Maybe it's saying it out, writing it down in a diary. Come back to center, and then spinal twist, other direction. What variations you choose. You can wrap the foot around the knee joint, or just let the foot be on the outside of the knee. We strive when there is light. I mean, nature needs light and sunshine in order to grow. And so do we. Everything that stays in the darkness, there's no option for it to grow. There's an option for things that we keep hidden to be healed and nurtured by the light. So whatever that means to you, you can come down just 1.5 minutes of rest and invite the light in. Sigh out. Maybe you picture sunshine shining into your heart, or wherever in your body you feel like there needs to be some extra light. Take the last deep breath. Welcome to sigh out. Wiggle fingers, toes, wrists, ankles. Slowly bring the knees in, maybe for a hug or a big morning stretch, arms up overhead if that's what you like to do. And slowly take a seat. And then I hope your body feels good, that you feel like you have got light and maybe some degree of sunshine in your heart. From my heart to yours, lots of light and sunshine to you and your day.